this trial. Court clerk here assisting today is Shannon Holstein. She's taking minutes of the proceedings. We'll be administering oaths to you this morning as well. The marshals here assisting with courtroom order and helping the jury movement are Steve Holmes, Ken Beisch, and James Ravello. Court reporter this morning is Mary Fox, who's taking a stenographic record of everything said during the trial proceedings. And my staff attorney is Courtney Stallings, who's seated to the far right over there at a table. She assists me from time to time with legal research and administrative issues. Each of you, 16 jurors here, have been qualified to serve as a juror of this court, and each of you filled out a questionnaire that's been reviewed now by counsel in the court, and it was determined to recall you for further questioning. The thing we're doing in this trial at this stage is to select a total of 18 jurors, comprising 12 jurors and 6 alternates from among you. At this time, the clerk will now read a roll call of the jury, not referring by name, but referring by your red card number. So I'll have the clerk do that. If you just hold your number up once your number is called, we'll make sure we all know where you're seated and that this is the proper seating for this group.
Once I call your number, if you can audibly answer that you're present. Juror number 11. Say present.
Present.
Juror number 27.
Present.
Juror number 31.
Present.
Juror number 41.
Present.
Juror number 48.
Present.
Juror number 56.
Present.
Juror number 67.
Present.
Juror number 121. Juror number 146. Juror number 186.
Present.
Juror number 219.
Present.
Juror number 249. Juror number 296. Juror number 321.
Present.
Juror number 348. Juror 394.
Present.
Thank you.
All right, to assist you in understanding and participating in the jury selection process, I'll now reintroduce you to the parties and their attorneys and briefly summarize what this case is about. When I introduce an individual, please stand and briefly face the jury panel, then take your seat. This case has been brought by the state of Idaho. I'll sometimes refer to the state as the prosecution. The state's represented in this trial by Lindsay Blake, Fremont County prosecutor. Rob Wood is the Madison County prosecutor, and special assistant prosecutors Ingrid Beatty and Rocky Wixom. The defendant in this case is Chad Daybell, who's represented by his attorney John Pryor. This case is a criminal matter, which means the defendant is charged by the state of Idaho with the violation of the law. I previously read to you a summary of the charges in the amended indictment, and you were here last week to complete your questionnaires. With regard to the defendant, the state of Idaho alleges that Chad Daybell committed the crimes of Count 1, conspiracy to commit first-degree murder and grand theft by deception. Count 2, first-degree murder. Count 3, conspiracy to commit first-degree murder and grand theft by deception. Count 4, first-degree murder. Count 5, conspiracy to commit first-degree murder. Count 6, first-degree murder. Count 7, insurance fraud. Count 9, insurance fraud. Mr. Daybell has pled not guilty to these charges. Please remember, this is simply a description of the charges. It is not evidence. Under our law and system of justice, every defendant is presumed to be innocent. This means two things. First, the state has the burden of proving the defendant guilty. The state has that burden throughout the trial. The defendant is never required to prove his innocence, nor does the defendant ever have to produce any evidence at all. Second, the state must prove the alleged crime beyond a reasonable doubt. A reasonable doubt is not a mere possible or imaginary doubt. It is a doubt based on reason and common sense. It may arise from a careful and impartial consideration of all the evidence or from a lack of evidence. If after considering all the evidence you have a reasonable doubt about the defendant's guilt, you must find the defendant not guilty. I'll next discuss your duty as jurors. Duty of the jury is to determine the facts and then apply the law set forth in the instructions I will later give you to those facts. In this way, you will decide the case. In applying the court's instructions as to the controlling law, you must follow those instructions regardless of your opinion of what the law is or what the law should be, or what any lawyer may state the law to be. During the course of this trial, including the jury selection process, you are instructed you are not to discuss this case among yourselves or with anyone else, including use of